Hey guys, welcome back. This is episode number 12 of Shraga Debunks. Today I'm going to be talking about the idea that it's just anti-Zionism. Guys, I'm afraid it's really not. So a lot of the commentary on the recent issues that I've seen going around is talking about how it's just anti-Zionism. It's okay to criticize the state of Israel. Guys, it definitely is okay to criticize the state of Israel. Okay? Anti-Zionism isn't the same thing. Anti-Zionism is criticizing the existence of the state of Israel. If you're anti-Zionist, you are by definition anti-Semitic. Here's how. Okay, it sounds like a big bold claim, but here's exactly how. Let's start by putting some definitions down. First of all, Zionism is the idea that Jews belong in Israel and have the right to self-determine. That is defined as a human right by the UN, an ethnic right of a group of people to determine themselves in their own indigenous land. That's the UN, that's the rights, that's a right. Anti-Semitism is the belief that Jews don't have the same rights as everyone else. So, if you believe that Jews do not have the right to self-determine in Israel, in their own land, you, by definition, believe that Jews don't have the same rights as everyone else. That's anti-Semitism. Therefore, anti-Zionism is the same as anti-Semitism. That's out the way. Next up, even if the two were separate, even if people were just criticizing the state of Israel, how do you explain the incredible rise in anti-Semitism across the world? There is a huge amount of violence right now against Jews in Israel. In London, take a look at this video of people in London talking about what's going on. Middle of London, that passed right through Golders Green. In the defense of London, those people were arrested, but you can see how it's growing. There's all this anti-Semitism around the world, so I'm just going to play a couple of clips right now, showing you the anti-Semitism going on.
Dangerous and drastic surge. That's what the Anti-Defamation League is saying about reports of anti-Semitism around the world since the fighting between Israel and Hamas began. In the U.S., nearly 200 anti-Semitic incident complaints in the week after the conflict started. That's a nearly 50% increase from the previous week, and it's happening all across America. In New York City, police charging a 23-year-old man with a hate crime because of this, after he allegedly beat a Jewish man. It happened last night after pro-Israeli and pro-Palestinian groups clashed in Times Square. In Los Angeles, police say men wearing Palestinian flags attacked Jewish diners outside a sushi restaurant. Witnesses say the men were taunting the victims and yelling anti-Semitic slurs.
People use the lies about Israel to justify their actions against Jews. They see Jews as a collective, they see Jews are a group of people, and they assume Jews are in league with each other. And they assume Jews are responsible for what's happening in Israel. Now, that means that if Jews in Israel are doing something bad, which is what they're being told, then it's okay to target Jews around the world because it's justice in their own mind. They cease to view Jews as individuals, and they see us as a collective. Jews around the world are not responsible for what happens in Israel. Jews in Israel aren't responsible for what happens around the world. It doesn't make sense. To the Jews seeing this around the world, they don't care. They don't care that you don't support the state of Israel. They don't care that you don't consider yourself a Zionist. They don't care if you even empathize with the Palestinians. It doesn't matter to them. What matters to them is that you're a Jew. They're going to come after you. They're going to come after your families, your communities, your shuls. Even if you're not religious, they're going to come after you. They don't care. And I'll tell you what's happening. It's happening all over the world, and they are coming for you. They are attacking you. Okay? Don't fight back. Obviously fight back if you're attacked, but don't attack anyone else. Don't be violent. Defend yourself if possible. Okay? If you're in a country where you're allowed to, buy a gun. only use it in self-defense. And then come home. Come back to Israel. Okay? If you don't like what's happening in Israel, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of our new government either. They're not that bad, they're not that great. I'm always going to criticize the government. We all criticize the government over here. We criticize everything that we can to make it better. Okay? If you want to make Israel a better place, come home and fix it. Help us. Please. Well, that just about sums up this episode, so I'm hopeful that I completely debunked the idea that it's only anti-Zionism, and, well, yeah. See you again next time.